as well about Eagle's Nest Pentecostal Church. Yes, you can. So respond. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but eventually I will respond. But without further ado, today we will be talking with Kimola Knight. She is a life coach. She is a financial advisor as well. She is a mom entrepreneur. Boy, this is a testimony that you definitely don't want to miss. She should be coming on in a couple of minutes. But while we wait on her to actually send me her request, and if she's not on in a couple of minutes, just so you go, we just move on anyhow. So, again, while let me just get these housekeeping matters out of the way. For persons who have been on and they will share their testimony service. I was just talking to Kimola. Available on Amazon. You can get the paperback and you can also get the Kindle version. Still the online, so you can still get it. Alright, for persons who are asking. And if you're not one of those persons who only just can't bother to go online for whatever reason, that same ministry that I mentioned to you, Eagle's Nest, they also have hard copies as well. So you are able to send them a request, tell them exactly where your location is, and research team will make arrangement for it to get out to you. Alright, it will be able to reach to you. So without further ado, I'm seeing Kimola online. So just send me a request, Mama, and then we will get this show on the road. Again, if you're just joining us, it is Stay Planted. For persons who are wondering what exactly is, in case you're tuning in for the first time, or you're watching it on my YouTube channel, Planted But Needed Water, you're wondering, wait, what is Stay Planted? What Antoinette talk about? Stay Planted, it is a spin-off of my book, Planted But Needed Water. Yes, it's a spin-off from it. So what happens is that oftentimes persons look at you and all they see is just the results. They just see what they want to see, but no one know exactly how is it that you get to the point where you are. So Stay Planted, it is my online testimony service. Yeah, people see success, but guess what happened? Memorally, bless up. Thank you so much. Beautiful book. Thank you so much for that. Again, I just want to thank you guys so much for the support again. So oftentimes you'll see different guests come on and they will share their testimony service. I was just talking to Kimola. Kimola said, you don't even get some background from me. Me don't want no background from nobody. Me don't want no background from nobody. I want to open my spirit. I have direct contact numbers for almost everybody that comes on this show. And I specifically do not talk to them prior to the show. Because then we get so excited and want just tell me everything. I don't want to hear. You understand? Me no want to hear. I want to open my spirit to get it just like everybody else. Okay? No worries, send it out. And guys, if you are just joining on, please just hit the share button while I do the same and just share this conversation. All right, so without further ado to the platform, as we welcome boss lady herself, the Empress. Oh my God, this woman reached out to me about 7 years ago. I'm probably exaggerating. It's been long overdue, but she is a powerful woman. She's a mom entrepreneur. She's a life coach. She's a motivational speaker. She is a professional. Give her anything, and when I tell you, this woman is just a phenomenal woman. She's one of those women where in our saying, I know I might have to translate this. Them know how to turn them hand and make fashion. Yeah. She did. This is Kimola right here. And without further ado, Kimola, just want to say thank you so much for taking this opportunity, because I know you're busier than the president himself, but I am so blessed to have you on this
Thank you.
platform. Thank you so
I'm
much.
grateful for being here.
Kimola.
So grateful. All right. So,
All right, let me just break the ice right now. No nervous business. We're just a chat.
yes, yes. So,
It's
take
testimony
some tea and
service. Drink your tea and go on good. I would just don't
wine.
overthink it. Don't overthink it. We're just having a good conversation. All right. So talk to me for persons who do not know Miss Knight, Kimola Knight. Who are you?
Oh God, how do I explain me? Many things. But firstly, I would put out there that I'm loving. I'm a loving person. I'm very kind. I care about everybody. I have to know you, to love you. Pretty much I do it all. As you said before, I try my best to learn as much as I can. And of course, do what I love and allow what I love to pay me. So, I do have a lot of different business ventures. And yeah, I do it all. We'll paint your house if you want me to paint your house.
Yeah.
That's the extent of it.
Yeah.
Pretty
I-
much. But
exactly. I love that. I love
yes,
that. Not
and I'm
afraid to.
also a mom of
Yeah.
a beautiful, beautiful baby boy. He's 3 years old. Um, what else? So, hmm. And I am also a sales account manager for a tech firm. I do a lot of things, Jesus. So we do so many things.
I know
Yes,
you dabble. You're multifaceted. You have to
yes,
constantly, and that's what persons don't understand sometimes. They tend to put themselves in a little box, you see? And then when
yes,
push come to shove, them not know what to do for make ends meet.
yeah,
They don't know
true.
what.
True. A lot of times, people ask me, how you do so much things, how you want so gifted. And I really do feel as though it's because I did the first thing. So I started off just drawing and, I started to try different things. And I believe that once you can just find that one little gift, or
Yeah,
just find something that you do love and start to do it, then eventually you'll start to see the vision. Because I feel like vision is something where once you do one thing, it opens other visions. You get what
right.
I'm saying?
Of course,
So
100%.
yeah. So I started drawing, and then from there I realized that I have a creative mind. So when it comes to my hand, I do everything. So I paint, which this is a recent thing. I had no idea that, you know, I was so good. But I did it. The first one stopped. but I continued and I did it. I started making products. I'm a matter of fact, me sew, girl, sew. Can I believe
Look
it?
here, me don't want you to tell me all of them good stuff that you're doing right now just yet. You know, because
I'm
most
like,
persons, people, you need, if you're not following her right now, you need to hit the follow button and follow her right now. If you're not doing that, if you're not following me as well, do that as well. So here what? This show, we talk about the struggles before the success. People looking at you, ever look hot, beautiful, charming, inside out.
God.
People see that and say, yo, Kimola, you have everything going for you.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
You have everything good going for you, but people don't know your story. So we are talking about these struggles, the journey before you decide, say, you know what? I am multi-talented. I have this. I am able to do this. We're gonna talk from all them run up and down this
God.
barefoot.
Listen.
That's where we're starting from, the journey to where you are right now. So tell me, where you went to school, what was it like for you?
I went to school in St. Elizabeth. I'm a Manchester girl, country girl.
Country
Um,
girl.
yes, yes. But my mom moved to St. And I pretty much went to Diddy Pope High School. And honestly, within that time period, but not even know if I didn't know my head from my foot.
You
There
know,
was a lot of things going on, for a young child. A lot of things at home was happening. But not even know where to start.
That's the
But
whole point. You're gonna tell me.
I know a lot of people say, no man, Kimola is chirpy, she always happy and all of that. But may I tell you, I went through a lot from molestation to, oh my God, was a lot. Was a lot. I don't even know exactly how to really put it out there, but I think I've been through so many stages of depression as a teenager. I almost said teenager, I mean, about 13. Yeah, I start from there. So from 13, like, I really didn't know myself. I remember I was trying to figure out who I was, what I was about, because with everything that was going on, it's like my brain couldn't settle at all. I was trying to figure out life. I was trying to figure out why me. I know a lot of people out there have been hurt mostly by family. And it was the same for me. And because I was in a rough situation, and just witnessing a lot of things happening also to family members of mine or siblings rather, I really didn't want to live. And that's the truth. I did not want to survive. I didn't want to go anywhere. Me never want to see nobody. I remember most of the times I would legit just sit down in a corner and cut myself because I felt like I couldn't feel anything. I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's really hard to explain how is it that you hurt yourself physically to feel something emotionally. It's something that I still can't explain. I guess persons that have been through situations similar to mine would, have a better understanding of what I'm trying to say. But it has been a long walk, a long walk. Some of the things I wouldn't want to discuss because family members are involved, but it was a long road. I swear. When it came to school, I didn't talk. I talk a lot now. Me chat no, because I feel like I'm making up for the times that I didn't. So in high school, I didn't really talk much. I didn't know how to express myself, and it's like nobody noticed. Nobody noticed how much I was hurting. Nobody noticed that I constantly wanted to die. So because of that, I tried committing suicide 5 times. I started out small, like with little pills now and then, and I'd overdose on them, cut my wrist, a lot of things. Yeah, a lot of things. I remember I would actually use ice and just put on my hand so that I could numb the skin or numb the area. And then I would just use a razor blade and start cutting I hate you in my skin. I was bitter and just angry. I didn't fight a lot in terms of big fight and all of those things, but trust me, if you messed with me at school, because I remember I used to fight a lot at school, but not because, I was messing with people, but I was so quiet that people tend to pick on me. So I was bullied a lot in school. So I used to fight a lot. I used to carry knife and ice prick and all the things in my bag. Just because I wanted to defend myself just in case.
Yeah.
So um and it's so funny, my grades were always good. Ask me how, I have no idea. I had a very good grade right throughout high school. Principal office never missed me because I kept fighting, but they didn't expel me, they didn't suspend me because I had good grades.
Yeah.
But listen, it was a lot for a young person at that age. Trust me, it was a lot.
And all of this started at age 13?
Before that, actually, It started before that. The molestation started before that, but I understood what was happening at the age of 13. And other people knew about it, but nobody came to my rescue. So I think that's the hard thing also. So it's like I'm standoffish when it comes to family, but I love them so
Which
very
makes
much.
sense.
But I think they just don't understand,
Yeah.
where I'm coming from. A lot of family members has never have never ever heard me talk about this. Never, never. So, it was a lot.
But look at
Trust me,
you.
I know. I spoke with somebody the other day, and they said to me that they can't understand why or how a person can want to commit suicide.
Yeah.
And I guess I can see from their point of view,
Yeah. Yeah.
how, because, oh, life is so good, and, people have problems, but you can overcome it and all of those jazz. I
Yeah.
get it. But, sometimes, well, not even sometimes, a lot of times people don't realize that mental health is important. It's a big, big issue that nobody speaks about. Trust me, like when you reach a point where you don't even know yourself, you don't even know what you're feeling because you're so numb from all the constant pain and the constant verbal abuse, the constant physical abuse. There's so many different aspects that can bring you to that point. Nobody speaks about this. Everybody is like, oh, how she or how him want to commit suicide. Him not have no sense. Him for dead. Even that, someone literally looked at me, a family member looked at me and tell me that I should have died. The last time I tried to commit suicide, I took so many tablets. Like, now looking back on it, I'm like, wow, wow. I took a whole bunch of tablets because I'm like, listen, I want to go. I'm done. I don't want to feel so no more. I don't want to be this hurt. I want to be loved. And even talking about the love part of it, a lot of parents don't even show their kids love. Enough people that on earth never yet hear their mother or their father say, I love you, despite the fact that you may grow up with them. We don't normally hear them something, and I know that enough people is like, yeah, but love yourself.
It's not the same.
How do you, like, think about it as a child growing up? You've never been given love before, but people are expecting you to know how to love yourself. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally get
How
it.
as a child, yeah, how as a child do you actually know how to love yourself if you've never been in an environment of love? So even on that aspect, it took me years. When I say years, I mean years to understand how to love me, how to appreciate me with my flaws and everything. Years, and I think that I'm still learning. And what had happened is everybody I met, every male I spoke with, I loved them more than me because I had no clue how to love me. So I did everything out of the way to please them. What if they want to walk on my back? Just to make them happy, it's fine, it's cool, no problem because I love you enough. But I didn't love myself enough for somebody else to love me. And that's the reality, that's the truth. I swear, like, wow, like just talking about these things really do bring me back, like the extent, I swear, the extent. Oh,
And
Lord.
no worries. This, and if you've been following me, you see exactly what happened on this show. This is how deep all my guests goes, right? And that's one of the reason why it's not the usual technique that I'm accustomed to doing in Jamaica. I don't come with no bag of questions. I don't do it because this is this is where you actually get to lead and I follow. It's the total opposite. And I want to tell you how much I respect you, how much I appreciate the fact that how much I am blessed to be in your circle, because it's not many persons are able to have the balls enough to say, yo, this happened to me. And as a result of this, I overcame it. Not many
Right.
persons are doing that. And you talking, it is just reminding me of the stories that I have in my book, the raw truth, uncensored truth that I had. And you need to hurry up and get your book out because women
I
need to
know,
hear
I
this.
know.
Women needs to hear this. It is struggles that you went through, that I went through, that make us to be the women that we are today. And I
Amen to
want to
that.
let you know how much I am proud of you. And I can't
Thank
wait for you to
you.
come to Canada, for you to come at Eagles Nest, come mash up the women's ministry.
Oh, maybe more channel, Jesus.
I can't wait
Oh,
for that to happen. I can't wait for that to happen. But let's backtrack a bit. You touch on so many things that I want
I
to
know.
piggyback on just now. Yeah, support system. It's obvious based on what you're saying that it was there, but it's not there. I don't know if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, man, totally. Family, they were there.
Yeah,
I remember we used to even have like on Christmas, we used to have like a family reunion, which was fun and you know beautiful. You know, but I do remember also before going to those family reunions, I would have been told, not to discuss anything that was happening at home. Yeah. So despite the fact that I had people around me, I didn't feel like anybody could have came to my rescue. You know, well, it's a lot. I feel like I don't want to put anybody on the spot. I know that I have some family members here also, but I
mm-hmm.
don't want to put, too much out there. But, you know, um, people were there,
Yeah,
but in some cases I couldn't speak about what was happening to me.
yeah,
Some people knew, but nothing was done. I've just over the years I just had to learn how to forgive and just get over it.
yeah,
Um, yeah, even though I know that sometimes people say, how is it that you still cry to talk about certain things and if you get over it, how you cry? But despite the fact that I have made peace with my past and just understand that my struggles actually made me stronger and just have a better, ability to understand everybody else that has been through some of the things that I've been through, it still hurts. Like just to still talk about it, it really
yeah,
does take you back. Even sometimes I'm on the road and depending on how somebody may touch me or talk to me, it's like a flashback.
flashback.
And like I have
Right.
to take a moment. I
Yeah,
have to
yeah,
take a
yeah.
moment and like Kimola, you know, it's not happening anymore. Get over it. It's fine. You're strong. You're okay. You're safe.
And,
Because it's
and
still
and that's
happening.
normal. It's normal to still walk around with your guard up.
Yeah, man. It
Because you
happens.
have grown past it, that doesn't mean that you forgot exactly what happened. So
Right.
it's totally natural to feel that way. If it's a
Yeah.
situation now where you're still dwelling in it and you still want to jump off a
Right.
building or take some pills, then that is another thing that you need to get professional help with,
Exactly. Right.
right?
Right.
But
Right.
it is okay. In my book, I talk about it's pretty much talk about everything from growing up until migrating to Canada. It's my documented diary. So it was one of the hardest thing for me to release because it is so deep. When I tell you that I don't leave and I don't pretty up anything. Whatever happened, it happened. And family members were offended by it. I remember one
Oh,
particular.
really?
Oh yeah, I remember my mom in particular. My mom bawled My mom bawled because
Oh, wow.
most of the time, and God bless. I love my mom without a doubt, without a doubt. And
Yeah.
it was necessary for it to come out because guess what, mommy, what mom said to me when she actually read the book, mom said, "I don't remember anything." And
Oh,
then
God.
eventually, piece of the stuff start coming back to her. And she actually, guess what happened? I had to learn to forgive her in order for me to actually move on. And guess what? She right now is like one of my biggest cheerleader, without a doubt,
Yeah,
because in the
that
process,
happened to me too.
exactly. So in the process, sometimes the persons who hurt you are probably think they're hurting you, right? Sometimes once you
Right.
forgive them and you confront them and move on, you'll be surprised to know how you yourself will prosper from that.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I remember, well, more than one times I've had conversations with my mom. I'm easily crying, so me a ball while me a try to explain myself, and yeah, man, me ball. And I remember some of the times she was very, I don't even know which word to use, but it's like she couldn't accept how I felt about what had happened to both me and my sister, growing up, and the fact that she really didn't do much, but now it's so different. Now oh God, she's a big cheerleader.
Yeah,
No, she really been looking out for me and all of
exactly.
those things,
Because
despite
you can't
everything.
blame them. You can't blame them.
I
Sometimes they
don't.
just don't know how to. They thought
That's
they were doing the best at that time, so you can't hold it against
true.
them with that.
It's true. It's true because I used to question that a lot. I was like, oh, hold on, because I even said this to my sister. I was like, my mom got loved by both parents. Like my mother, they believe in a Santa Claus. Like that's how, yeah. And like I couldn't understand how is it that she couldn't show love. Like I didn't get it. I still don't, honestly. But I just had to just tell myself like she didn't knew better. Like she didn't know how to, just give us all that love and that tenderness. But I think over time, with age, she has grown. She has matured. And say age is really and truly just a number. It doesn't matter how old you are, you can still learn something tomorrow. So I think she
Understand.
has just grown to just try and give a little more love, a little more concern, and all of that. So I really do get what you're saying. But I'm really surprised you put everything in the book.
Yeah, because guess what happened? That was therapy for me. And this is one of the things that I want you to understand as well. I know you do life coaching, so you know this for a fact. And for persons who have been asking you that same question about, why is it that you cry and you get over it? Um,
Yeah.
what do you mean? Come on. One of the best recovery process in any situation is accepting, recognizing that something went wrong, and
Yeah,
how is
yeah,
it
yeah.
that you need to move from it. Everything has to, for me, the book had to go up there because guess what happened? Oftentimes, Kimola, your experiences that you go through is not for you. It's not by chance that you're on Stay Planted right now sharing your story. And don't be
But
surprised with the amount of persons. I saw some comments coming out just now saying how much of a strong woman you are, how much of a superwoman you are. Most persons don't know your story, but you are encouraging persons right
yeah.
now. Everything that you went through was necessary.
So I
Every
remember.
tears, every cut, everything you went through. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. It was necessary for you to go through it. If you didn't go through it, absolutely no way are you able to walk some or talk somebody out of the process. To say, you know what, I've
Yes.
been there. How is it that you're gonna tell me not to commit suicide when you don't have a clue what I went through? How is it
Yeah,
that
it's
you're gonna
true.
tell me that okay, Antoinette, you know what? Sometimes I understand what you feel like when you're hungry. How you're gonna tell me that you know what it feels when you have never experienced hunger before. So everything that you went through, it was necessary. I had persons come and spoke at several seminars before, several women coming up to me and say, Antoinette, I didn't know that you went through that. I said, yeah, it's in the book. And ask me anything,
Yeah,
and I'm not going to
it's
tell
not
you anything.
printed right here. It's definitely
Exactly.
not printed here. You know, I get that a lot. A lot. And the funny thing also is I remember a lot of times when I was going through the hardest period of my life.
Yeah.
And that was the time when persons would come along and say, King, may I go through this, and may I go through that. And it's
And
like,
you're encouraging them.
"Yeah, yes, yes, man. But here's the thing about it. What I realized was that the more I spoke to them and
Whether you
empowered
fear.
them and just, help them with whatever situation and help them to understand the situation, I understood me. I understood how to get through my problems and my struggles. So it's like sometimes I'm like, God is so amazing. God is so amazing. Me I tell you, say sometimes me I done a ball around the corner and somebody come and me have to wipe my water quick because I have to be the strong person for you. It's so funny. Life is so funny. So when you said that, a lot of times you go through the struggles for somebody else just to help somebody else, I totally understand. Totally. When I was going to college, the amount of persons I met that has been going through or had gone through molestation or rape, one bag of things. One whole heap of things. I remember I met this one girl that became my friend, and I couldn't understand at the time why she met a guy and she would have sex with that guy the same night, the same day, and she just kept jumping from one person to the next. I'm not one to judge. Thus, I think people find it, easy to talk to me also. But when I sat down and I spoke with her, she said, that I actually got raped by 5 men once when one day when I was going home, and I was like, wow. So for her, and this is where people don't understand the mental section of it now. I know this one not gonna be very tricky, but listen to me very well. So in her brain, when she got mobbed, that's what they call it. Bang, what you call it? I don't remember.
Battered or something like that. Battered.
Yeah, battered, right. When she got battered by those 5 men, it's like it clicked something in her head, and she was like, oh, men interpret love as sex. So once she met somebody that checked on her, hey, you okay, all of that, the first thing that came to her head was, oh, I'm going to have sex with him so he can love me. And she kept going on. And I remember listen, she was so depressed and sad. And man, I used to cry just for her. And I remember she drew a lot too, and everything she drew was in black and white. Everything she did was black and white. Every picture was black and white. And I know these are small things, but if if you really pay attention to persons and the things they do, just what they write, you can actually see that, oh, this person really has something going on up here, and that person really needs help. When we say mental health, like, oh my God, it's I've been through a time period where I almost had a complete mental breakdown. So a lot of persons.
What was causing this? What was causing this, though? If you care to
So
share.
this is the first time I'll be talking about this to so many persons. So I got separated. Yes, I was married young and I got separated, and it messed me up. Like, messed me up. A few persons know about this. But when I say messed up, I mean messed up. Like, I thought the hardest thing I went through in life was being molested and witnessing rape and so many other things that had happened, and the suicide and the depression and all of that. I thought that was the worst thing. But listen to me. So when the moment you actually create a dream in your head and that dream falls apart, like this got shambled, like completely. I couldn't function. Like everything just felt like I felt like I was in a tunnel, but the world was still there, but everything was just going around me constantly, and I couldn't stop everything. I couldn't stop it. I couldn't put it in place at all. I started to have, well, the first thing that happened was insomnia. And let me tell you, that's horrible. Wanting to sleep and can't sleep is not easy. I listen to everything. I listen calm. I listen to raindrops. I listen to every single thing, and nothing helped. Cool. Okay, so I was having insomnia. Then I started to have vertigo. So my head would just keep spinning a lot. And I remember one day I was at work and I was so stressed out and I felt sick and my head was spinning. A lot of things was happening, and a coworker actually carried me to the doctor because even HR was like, "No, Kim, you can't. You need to go to the doctor." When I went to the doctor, my pressure was high, and they put me on some medication for the vertigo, like bunch of things. After that, anxiety attacks, because a series of things had happened, at home, and I started to get some anxiety, some serious anxiety attacks. I know a friend of mine, I think she's still on. I remember I was talking to her in her office, and we laugh and everything, and I was good. And then we just start and shake. It's like I don't even know how to explain it. That has never happened to me before, but it's like something tripped in my head, and I just started to cry and shake. And it's like she didn't know what to do. Poor me, me not even know what happened to me either. Other times, I felt like something was around my throat. I was being strangled. Like, may I tell you, anxiety is not an easy something. Sometimes when you feel like your heart keeps beating and you're just gonna die, like you can't breathe, you just shake. It's a lot. Like at this time, I had no idea that I was going through another stage of depression. It was so bad that I started to hear voices in my head. Yeah. So I guess I was going cuckoo. Legit voices in my head. I didn't want to go home. I drank a lot. Like so much was going on. It's like my world legit just fell apart.
And you felt that, you know what, the best way at this point was just to give up because
I thought about it twice. I remember I said it to my partner at the time that I felt like I wanted to commit suicide.
okay.
And it went through this years and through the next.
So
yeah.
how did you take yourself out of that? How did you
so within that
because
within that time period?
Yeah. Because I'm following you right now, because if it started this young and then even growing up to a certain point, I'm assuming adulthood, early adulthood, you were still experiencing it. So how
It
was it
was just a different level of it. That's the thing. You know, as a child, the depression was different. It was different. It was, I remember, numbness, and I didn't really care for anybody or anything that was happening around me. It
Yeah.
was me just locking myself away from the world and just sitting on my bed. Yo, I remember times I would just sit in the corner and just shake like I was going crazy and just crying because I couldn't understand what was happening. I couldn't understand, you know, how and why me and why I was constantly sad. And, you know, it was a different type of depression. Now, as an adult, when I thought that I was getting my life right, when I thought that I was getting a family, because that's big for me. And I think that's because I didn't really feel like I had it growing up.
Right, right.
So, you know, for me, the family aspect was big, and I thought that, listen, girl, you're gonna build your empire, and you know you're gonna have a great family, and all of them just there. Like I was excited for life. I felt like it was a big turnaround, and girl, really and truly, I get our shit together. That's how I felt. No, when everything really came apart, it's like I didn't know what to do. I couldn't stop it. It just kept happening, and I couldn't do anything about it. So right there and then I realized I went into a different stage of depression that I had no idea about, or I had no idea how to fix. And the thing about it also is I kept all of this for months. I never tell nobody. In months. I kept this for a year and a couple months. I told nobody what I was going through. I told nobody at all. Until one day I broke. I broke. I broke. So everybody that came within 6 feet of me knew my business. Because I needed to talk. I
Exactly.
needed to get it out. It's like I remember my body, it didn't even feel like it was mine. It was constantly shaking. It was like my nerves. I don't know, but there was a lot of things going on. There was so many things going on that I had no clue about. I didn't know how to get help. I didn't know who was the right person to talk to. I didn't know what to do. But I remember, you know, despite everything, I was encouraged by a friend of mine to, you know, listen motivational stuff, and this was because of work also, you know. So I started to listen to Les Brown and Dr. Miles Monroe and all of the great people there, man. Even when I was, trust me, I feel like some pieces of me just in a dead every day. I would still listen it. I would still keep going. And I remember even when suicide crossed my mind twice, I said, no, girl, you're not going back there. No, 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 no. Like I kept talking to myself, despite the fact there was another voice in my brain. And I'm so serious, guys. This is no joke. Like I legit could hear screams in my head. Like I was going crazy.
Like, okay, so when you say you hear things, a voice in your head, what are you saying? What kind? You mean like persons talking back to you? What do you mean?
No, it was just like it felt like screens that I couldn't turn off.
Okay, I get you. I get you.
Yeah.
So your breakthrough moment was with motivational speaker, churches. What
Um,
was it? What was your
I
breakthrough?
wouldn't
At
even
what point you
say
said, you know what, I need to get myself out of this, and this is not me, and this too shall pass, and I have more to offer. At what point did you say, you know what, okay, I'm done balling, I have nothing left?
wow. Listen, that
Where?
did take a while, you know.
Yeah.
Antoinette, that took a while, honestly, so long. It took me months. I did have some really great persons in my corner at the time. Rafi, she kept telling me to focus on myself, focus on you, just focus on you. Don't think about everything that's going on right now. Just try and see if you can align yourself and see what you want and try to, I guess, stop the noise around me. You get what I'm saying? Like, my head was really going. I guess that's the best word I can use.
Yeah.
And, over the time period, different persons pretty much, listen, God sent a lot of persons.
He always does.
They may not have stayed.
He always does.
But let me tell you, people came in my life when I needed them the most, when I them, and they left a word. Each person left a word. They had an impact on me, the internal me. When I talk about all of this, the internal person, they had an impact. I remember even out of the blues, I met this old man, and he would call me every single day just to pray with me. I met so many persons, they might never stay, like few of them are still around, but listen, oh my God, I met, oh Lord.
So help
Bottom
me
line,
from
no man is an island.
exactly.
No man is an island. And may I tell you, I didn't know that I needed so many persons or I needed anyone. But God sent persons with one and two words, and I kept listening to motivational speakers, and I started to talk to me because I stopped doing that. It's like I forgot about me. After having a baby, I forgot me, and with everything that was happening, I forgot me. I forgot that I started a journey of self-love. I forgot me completely. It's like I didn't even know myself anymore. After those years of trying to know me, I forgot me. So in all of that, just to be here, I had to remember me. I had to speak to me. I had to speak life over me. And I had to take what people, the positive, listen, even that was big. I had to learn how to move away from the persons that weren't serving me and find the people that I needed at the time to get me to where I needed to be, to get me to a point of healing, of love, of success, of pure positivity. So despite the fact that no man is an island, you need to know the right people to be around. The right people that is supposed to support you where you need support. The right people that will actually water you. And I think people, those persons, are who actually helped me to be me, to recover from all the things that I went through. Yes, I am important in this because I had to make the decision to listen to the positive people, to, just pick the right people to be around. So I'm an important part in this also, but may I tell you, the persons that came around, the persons that stuck around, really helped me. And in that, me learn to help others.
Love it.
Yeah. So I make sure that, listen, it's just positivity. I've gotten to a place where negativity, legit, it doesn't even, annoy isn't the word. I feel hurt for the person. And I feel as though I need to sit with that person and say, hey, how about we look at it? Look at it like this. Instead of like that. Because I totally believe in what you put out is what you attract. So that's where I'm at now. I legit have a group of girls that I motivate, that I help to save. Um, yes, one of them is actually here now. She keep making me laugh. Even persons that are older than me, me young, and I have persons that look up to me, and sometimes I'm like, me, I'm young, I'm 26, and I have old people, and myself, she ever hear me now, she cuss, but she old. But if she wants to do anything, any decision, she's gonna hit me up and say, Kim, what you think about this? What you think about that? Like I have meetings per week, we have sessions with people, just to help them, to just keep motivating them. I have groups, like, and doing all of this just make me feel good. It really does fulfill me as a person. So I really do have groups that I'll send out stuff. I'll say, hey, remember to send your gratitude notes. Remember we have power talk on Mondays. That's where we discuss, all of the positive stuff. What do you want to do next? All of your success stories. We had, well, I remember we did 100 things that you want from God. So I bought cartridge paper and markers and everything, and just got everybody to write 100 things down that they want from God. And so it's a bunch of different activities, and they love it. I love it. They have grown since I've grown. And I'm just so grateful for where I'm at now. I'm not where I want to be as yet, but I'm definitely grateful for where I'm at now. May I tell you, I've been through so many things that I really haven't put out. I really haven't told you guys about, but it has been a lot of unspoken hurt, darkness, bitterness, but I'm grateful for them. I know a lot of people might say, hey, but I am so grateful that I've been through so many things. I said to somebody that I may not know everything that I want, but I know what I don't want based on the circumstances that I've been through, based on the relationships that I've been in. So even if you don't know what you want completely, look at what you've been through, and then that question of what you don't want will be answered. And that's facts.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I mean, your testimony is so authentic. I don't know if you have gotten the chance, and for persons who want to rewatch this, if you miss it from the beginning, it will be also on my YouTube channel. I've had persons who come on and talk about the exact things that you're talking about, sharing the exact story. So many persons that can come to persons who were divorced, and they talk about the same hurt. Myself, who was married before as well and experienced divorce, it people don't understand. If you're in it for the right reason, if I just a business thing and you just want something and everything, you won't feel any way. Yeah, you won't feel any way. But if you were in it because everything was in it, then I definitely understand the level of hurt that you went through. The other thing is, and again, people, you hear Kimola talking. Most times, in order to understand really what persons are going through, you have to experience it for yourself. And in this case, me no want you experience it.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Me no want you experience. Yeah, me no want you experience. It is a lot, and she can bear it. But I am not sure that you will be able to do that. And I know I have a lot of persons who follow me. Women in Crisis want to bless up yourself as well. I know you're listening as well. But let me tell you, only strong people are able to endure some of these pains. And whatever you think you're going through, persons out there experience worse than it. Kimola right
Yeah.
now is a living testimony. And I am so proud of you. And I'm so
Thank
proud of
you.
you. And I have one more question for you before I let you go. Because you touch on everything, you pretty much cover
It was
everything.
not, I know.
We're definitely gonna have to have a part two. If you don't mind, we might have to have a part two and everything with this. But would you change anything that you've went through?
Absolutely not. It did rough. It did rough and tough and enough balling and enough cutting and enough wanting to die. Time and a time again and enough heartbreaks. Listen. But no, 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 no. I am strong and worthy and beautiful and everything that I wish on anybody and everybody.
Wow.
I'm everything I want to be. I swear. And because of what I've been through,
Yeah.
that's why I am who I am today. Now take it back.
Now take it
Now
back.
take it back. No, enough things to say and enough things to go through, but I'm grateful for it. I'm strong because of it, and that's fine. Fine.
Yeah. Kimola, it was such a if you had said that you wanted to change it, I'm just say, you know what, I'm not put her back on my show. But now you don't have to say that.
I wouldn't change. No thing.
Kimola, wouldn't change. So many persons ask me the same thing when I put the book out and when persons read the story. It was one of the guys, and speaking of my book, it's available on Amazon. It's available on Amazon, so you can just go on Amazon and just type in planted but needed water. It's my documented story, definitely. It may make you ball too, because right now I try for tough for Kimola for a bit tough fair, but no one holla, because I can relate so much to what she's going through right now. I can relate so much to what she's going through. But Kimola Knight, if you're not following her right now, guys, please follow her journey, follow her ministry, follow her mission. She is doing big thing. Philanthropist